What's up, guys? I'm OVG, and I'm making the top 10 video. Never done this before. It took me a few days. I know I haven't made a video in a while, so guess this could be my video reunion, but whatever. I don't know if you guys know, but I don't just play video games. I also watch television. I'm not like a guy who only puts his soul into video games. I go to school. I have a life. And, well, I love cartoons. They're one of my favorite types of shows to watch. Some cartoon shows nowadays are good, some of them are bad. Back then, almost every cartoon was good. But Cartoon Network is called Cartoon Network, and Cartoon Network is filled with cartoons. Nowadays, we have not many cartoons on Cartoon Network, but, you know, there's still lots of shows that it did have. And today I'm just going to be listing my top 10 favorite Cartoon Network shows that I have seen before. I haven't seen every Cartoon Network show, so just bear that in mind. So, all the ones I have seen will probably be on this list, but let's just get into it. What's this stupid slideshow? Number 10 is a show I don't know if many of you guys know about, but it's a show called Total Drama, and it started in 2007. The show is different. Very different. You guys might not even know what show I'm talking about. You might not be like, what is it? What show is it? What is the show? Well, it's a mixture of cartoon humor and game shows and reality shows, I guess. When you put them together, you get something weird. But if you do it right, and you do it really right, you get something good out of it. This is a mixture of good and bad. Because I'll watch the show, but I won't watch every season. Like, I don't even know if the show's done with yet. We had a spin-off, like, last year. And just like when I was wondering, hey, did Game of Earth get canceled? Which it did. I wonder if this show got canceled. I wonder this every single year. And then a new season comes out. And I'm forced to watch it. But the show is pretty good. Like, the first season of that is, like, the best, to be honest. I like the next two following seasons, and, you know, I like the show. I like it for what it is, and I like for what it was and what it turned into, I guess. Number 10 is Little Total Drama. Number 9 is The Powerpuff Girls. Okay. Please don't hate me on this. Any person who has seen this show could probably give me a break. But let me get something clear. I am only referring to the original show. I do not like the new one. Not very much. I just don't watch it. I don't put time to watch it at all. Like, I stopped watching the original. I didn't stop watching it, but I don't watch it as much because it's like, I think it's still on Netflix. It's just that thing is, I watch Hulu a lot more. It's not on Hulu. A couple other shows were on Hulu, but not many. This wasn't one of them. But when I found this show, like, lots of shows I found on Cartoon Network, I literally just, like, looked at some shows, searched for Cartoon Network and on Netflix, and I found all these Cartoon Network shows back then. I found all these shows, like the entire Ben 10 franchise, Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Home, Flapjack, the Chowder, Adventure Time, Regular Show. All these shows are on there. And I think most of them got removed recently. But the Powerpuff Girls is basically a show about 3 girls who have super powers and, you know, go out and save the world. It's a concept that's used a lot. Like, superheroes are a concept used all the time. But I don't think anyone's ever made a concept of superheroes like this. And the way that they did it was just pretty good. So that's why this is number 9. Number 8 is Johnny Test. Johnny Test is a show that has been hated on by many people. I've seen people bash on the show, say it was awful. I'm just going to get something clear. The show isn't that bad. It's not the best show, but it's not the worst one either. People say it's a ripoff of an old Cartoon Network show. Yeah, it is. But I've never watched Dexter. I've actually only seen the first episode, and I stopped watching it. I didn't start marathoning on it or binge watching, mainly because, well, I watched the first episode of all these Cartoon Network shows when all the Cartoon Network shows were on Netflix. And I decided, after I saw the pilot episode of every show, I just did whichever show I liked the best. Dexter wasn't the best show I liked. And then it got removed, I think. I have a feeling it's on Hulu, so I guess I could check it out eventually, but this is on Johnny Test. Johnny Test is pretty simple. You have a kid with a talking dog with two sisters that have a lab. And then they have two parents that are like, if you don't do this and that, I'll get rid of Dookie and I'll get rid of the dog. I'll get rid of the dog and I'll get rid of the lab. Why would their dad even let them have the lab? Like, really? But it's a show that does its thing pretty well. Like, it's kind of obnoxious, yes. But the episodes that are good, the episodes are good. I don't have much to say about this show. But I'm just going to say this is my number 8 favorite show on Cartoon Network I've seen. Number 7 is a show that I actually think some people will actually understand. Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. I started watching this show when the show I think first began, like around 2011 or 2012. This show is a show that I discovered when I was like kind of grounded. I was grounded that week, and I was sent to my grandma's house, and I was allowed to watch TV. Since I was allowed to watch TV, I decided instead of watching all the new episodes of the shows I've already seen, I'm just gonna watch episodes of shows I haven't seen. This brought me to a bunch of shows like the newer Ben 10, and it also brought me to Pokemon. But another show this brought me to was Ninjago. I watched Ninjago before I watched Ben 10, Bakugan, and Pokemon. I only watched one episode of Bakugan because I wanted to watch Ninjago all day. Basically, it's about the show about these ninjas who are recruited by this guy named Sensei Wu, who basically has to save the world from this guy named Garmadon, I guess. Who is Sensei Wu's brother. The problem is, basically, after Garmadon's saved, all these shenanigans get introduced to the show. Like, first it's like this competition, then it's a ghost. I don't even know what's going on now, but something's going on. I don't even know what. I just saw the commercial for it, and I didn't have time to watch it. But the show is great. I think that the show is just used to advertise toys, but they did it in a good way. Like, they're not just like full-on putting ads in the show. That would just be the worst way to advertise products. No. They actually just made a flat-out show about Lego Ninjas, and it works. And it has like 7 seasons now. All of them aren't that long. Like, they're the size of like a show that has like 12 episodes every season, which actually is a show I'm going to talk about very soon. But it's a good show. It's a show that I watch all the time, and I'm actually trying to rewatch so I can start watching the new episode. So, number 6, I think? Wait. Yeah, number 6 is Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. Number 5 is Ben 10. Oh, this is creative. You know why? Because Ben 10, half of 10 is 5. Wow, that's creative. Okay. Ben 10 is a show that I found when I was first watching Cartoon Network. My cousins watched Cartoon Network all the time, and I still didn't even know what the heck Cartoon Network was. One of the shows that they liked was Ben 10. I think one of my cousins had like a bunch of toys of it. I watched the show, and I liked it, but I stopped watching it. I tried again to watch it, and I failed to watch it again. I tried to watch it, I got to episode 3, and then I stopped watching it again. I've tried to watch the show 5 times, and I still couldn't watch the whole show. But sometime this year, I did watch the show. I just pushed myself to watching it because now I guess I'm a marathoner. I pushed myself to watch it. I watched the season finale, liked it, and that's when Alien Force came along. I'm gonna hold up on Alien Force because I just watched like 100 episodes of Ben 10, like the original. And I think I need a break of all these aliens. But for now, Ben 10 is a really good show. Like, it focuses on exploration and sci-fi. I'm not what you call a sci-fi guy, and I don't really like action cartoons that much. This is an action cartoon, and it has stuff to do with sci-fi. Who knew? So, number 5 is Ben 10. Oh look, the show came out in 2005. How original. Oh yeah, and by the way, I might as well mention this. If you like Ben 10, if you really do, I think that this year, or like late last year, what represented 10 years of Ben 10. So, I think that they're planning on making a reboot next year. So we're probably going to have more Ben 10 stuff to watch next year, so I'm just going to have to get ready for that. A reboot, I can't believe that they're rebooting a show that they did, 5 whole different, shows on. Whatever. So, you might be wondering, what is number... Oh, by the way, I remember that Ben 10, I think, was either... I don't remember if it was number 6 or number 5. I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest, I didn't keep track of the numbers, so I think Ben 10 was number 6. I'm just going to put it like that. I think Ben 10 was number 6. So you might be asking, what's number 4 going to be? Yeah, what's number 5 going to be? What's number 5 going to be? Well, I'm going to be honest, I love Looney Tunes. I really, really do. And there are a whole bunch of Looney Tunes shows. There's the original, there's Tiny Toons, Baby Looney Tunes, but I just watched really recently, and I found it just watching Boomerang. And then there's the new incarnation of Looney Tunes, the new one called Wabbit. And I'm pretty fond of that show. I think that Laser likes that show more than any other variation of the show. Because I think that now, they rebooted, not rebooted, but they made 3 new of the original shows. Like, they made a new Looney Tunes, a new Scooby-Doo, a new, Tom and Jerry, and who knows when we're gonna get another Flintstones. I'm just saying. But if I had to choose between one of the Looney Tunes shows, I'd have to go with the Looney Tunes show. I don't even know how I figured out this show existed. There's the car again. Someone's car keeping. There goes the dog. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, Looney Tunes show. Okay, hold on. I gotta control my dog. Okay, I'm back. My dog is controlled and the beeping has stopped. Thank you. Anyway, this show is like a modernized version of what Looney Tunes was. Basically, Looney Tunes was a silly show filled with all these shorts of weird things that happen in the show. Now, it's a more controlled slice of life show. I kind of like that with the show, how they're doing this. And they're changing up the whole formula. All the characters are pretty much still around the same. Some of them have been changed a bit. Daffy's still stupid as ever. Bugs is like the more modernized, mature one. He's the one who has the house and Daffy lives with him. Lola still has a crush on Bugs and was introduced in the second episode. Porky still stutters. So he still stutters, I guess. We have all these other characters. In most of the episodes, there's a short with Wile E. Coyote and, Roadrunner, so that's another thing I really like about the show. How they kept the shorts. They kept the merry melody, so there's a song in between most episodes. At the end of most episodes, there's a Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner short, so we can watch them go at it again. And, it's a show filled with crazy things. Like, one episode, Bugs was high on, caffeine. And I'm back again. Everything just seems to be just disturbing me. Anyway, pretty funny. The show's really funny. It has all these weird things in it. The first episode was really, really simple. It reminded me of the old Looney Tunes, like, really. It didn't have all that new stuff the Looney Tunes show does. It just gave you a little flashback to what the Looney Tunes was before it got into all that stuff. It was just a simple day at the pool. Daffy was trying to impress a girl. Bugs won him over somehow just by sitting and being lazy. So that's it. It was a simple episode. The show's still pretty simple, yet funny at the same time. And that's why I love the show. It's hilarious and simple, and it has a pretty big concept that you can get used to. So that's why the Looney Tunes show is number 5. Number 4 is We Bare Bears. At first, I honestly thought I was gonna really. I thought I was really gonna hate this show when I first saw the commercial. But then when I saw another commercial, I thought I was really gonna love the show. Then when I saw the first episode, it's not what I thought the show was gonna be like. But it was still a good show. When more and more episodes come out, the story gets more in depth. And sorry about that sudden pause. Anyway, I didn't think I was gonna like it. I watched the first episode, not what I expected, and I loved it. The show just got weird, hilarious, and just weird things happened. Like there's an episode where they were actually little kids, and they were up for sale. They were in a box. They had their own box, and they love boxes in their kids for some reason. Some weirdo steals their box because the bears offer him to stay in, not knowing that he was some kind of weird stealer. And then they found this huge factory of boxes, and they have this box for him. It's hilarious. The show is already on its second season. I think it might be working on its third. The concept of bears is strange. But if you can make an animal about talking animals in this world filled with talking animals, because there's a chihuahua? No, it's like a chinchilla. Like a chinchilla that can talk too. It's like an internet star. But they do stuff that average humans and average Americans do. Like they upload, they want to be famous. They do all these things. Like they have to go on a diet in one episode. One thing is, Panda has to go on a bamboo diet. Grizzly has to go on this weird diet that he can't handle. And Ice Bear has to eat a flippin' seal that he becomes in love with. It's weird, crazy, and I love this show a lot. Who's outside? Get out of my house! Number 4 is the We Bare Bears show logo. Number 3 is a show I literally just finished watching, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I just finished watching this show 2 days ago. This show originally was number 10 on the list. And We Bare Bears was number 3. But then, after I watched the season finale, this show is one of my favorite shows of all time. The concept is weird, simple, kind of funny, pretty different, but, seriously. It's a show about this kid who has an imaginary friend, has to get rid of it, sends it to a fostering home for imaginary friends, and he has to go there every day at 3 o'clock just to make sure he doesn't get adopted. The show can get sad at moments, weird at moments, hilarious at moments, and just thrilling at moments. The show is cute, yet funny, yet weird. You'd think a show like this with an 8-year-old who has an imaginary friend would be for 4-year-olds. It's not. It could be. If you show this to your 4-year-old as his first maturing cartoon, yeah, they can watch this show. But it's the sarcasm used, they use way, and it's That's just funny. And the season finale, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about that. It's like it's one of the best things I've ever seen. Like, you have an imaginary friend who gets sent away by the creator, who just wants to have a friend, can create anything in its own little world, and all he wanted was a friend. He freaking takes a girl hostage who doesn't even want to be let free. Friends come say it's just deep and like pretty like surprising at the end. Like, this is one of those season finales where it's like it's not something that's predictable. Before this episode even happened, there was an episode that I thought was the season finale. It was called Goodbye Blue. I thought it was like gonna be the last episode of the whole show. At the end of the episode, there was like a note from the creators with a drawing with Mac and Blue walking away. It said, "Thanks for watching." And whenever you see that, you either think of like, or when you're playing a video game where it says "Thanks for playing," you think it's the end of the game or the end of the show. But there was one more special episode that came after this. That changed everything for me. Because, I don't know how to express it, but this show is just amazing. Like, if they ever make if they ever reboot the show, and not reboot it, but make a continuation of the show, people would watch it. Just like how people watch, like, the newer, like, all the reboots that they're doing on Cartoon Network now, like Teen Titans Go and Powerpuff Girls. They'll watch this. They did watch this. They watched all the other shows that were on Cartoon Network, and they'll definitely watch this again. Because it was amazing. So Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is my number 3 favorite show on Cartoon Network. Now, the next 2 shows are going to be pretty, close to each other. This show and the next show are almost like tied for first place. I almost couldn't decide which show I was gonna put on first place, but the number 1 was all determined by what I liked best when I was younger. The one I saw first and the one I enjoyed most. Not the one I enjoy now most, the one I enjoyed the most then. Because now these shows are interlockable. They're like the shows that are tied together. And number 2, for one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows, is Regular Show. Number 1 might come as a surprise, but this is number 2, so let's just focus on this. The show has one of those simple plots I've ever seen. It's about these 2 guys, one a blue jay, one a raccoon, they can both talk, and they work at this park, where they work at only because, it's the only job that they get hired at, and it's like this dead time job that no one would like to work at. Like, they're slackers. They play video games all the time, and they hate exercising and doing all that. But, they get into all this crazy stuff just because they won't do their job regularly, and they do all this stuff, they do all this stuff just to fight the final boss of a video game. The house and all the electricity in the entire world, I think, gets shut off just so that they can fight this character in real life. Gun beat the game, then all the lights come back on, but a destroyed house. What? Really? But you have to think. Did they do a good job presenting it? Yes. This show came out, I think that pilot came out in 2009, and the show came out, really in 2010. The show still goes on, at least I think. Because we had an episode a little while ago. I don't know if that's the season finale or not. All I know is that they're up in space, chilling in the park, in the house, in space, in a dome, so they can breathe. But it's you have 2 guys who are slackers at this dead-end job. And it's hilarious. It's funny. It's cool. It has action in it. And it's I feel like they're turning current day, or they were turning current day to regular cartoons, and kind of mixing them up into an action cartoon. and they do it really well. Like, regular show is simple, yet cool, in a way. The show is actually kind of meant for grown, or like teenagers and young adults. Like, not like Simpsons or Family Guy young adults and teenagers. Not that. But I mean, like, not something that you'd let your 3-year-old or your 5-year-old watch, like Foster's Home for Men. No. This is a show that you probably have to watch around, like, 8 years old or 10 years old. But I don't care about that. All I care about is how good the show is. And this show is just awesome. So, number 2 is regular show. Alright, so number 1 might come to a surprise. This is my list, my favorite, my opinion. Number 1, my favorite Cartoon Network show that I have seen is a show that was created not too long ago called The Amazing World of Gumball. What? What? How dare you not put on Adventure Time as number 1? Why is it on the list, bro? Yeah. That's right. Adventure Time's not on the list. You know why? Because that's a show I stopped watching on purpose. You know why? Because a few weeks ago, when I started watching the show, I started marathoning on Adventure Time, I noticed that I missed, like, on the shows I was watching a few years ago, I noticed I missed, like, 20 episodes of the show that I've never seen before. And I was so mad. And it's like, I stopped watching around, like, the end of season 5. And when I stopped watching, I didn't see it for a long time. But when it came down to Gumball, Gumball was the very first Cartoon Network show I ever saw. It was amazing. The first episode I saw was an episode called The Spoon. It was one of my favorite episodes, and it's one of the most hilarious. And it's like, when, like, people say that the first thing you do, or like, the original thing that you did, like, let's say you're a gamer, and you're a Nintendo fan. You probably started out playing as, like, Nintendo, like Mario and Zelda and all that stuff. And if you like Sony or PlayStation stuff, you probably played PlayStation when you were growing up. Or you were a Nintendo or a Sega fan, but when the PlayStation was introduced, you immediately went to that. Well, that's kind of the case with me and Gumball. Because it's the first show I ever saw. And this show is like no other show I've ever seen. It is a mixture of regular cartoons with 3D models. There's a freaking T-Rex that looks like a real T-Rex in the show. Like, you make these two characters that look like real animated characters, like a talking cat and a fish with legs. And then you add in this realistic dinosaur, a piece of paper that can talk, giant, I guess, a peanut, I think a nut that can talk, actually turns into an angel, like, after the like, what? You might think of the show as madness and something that no one would ever want to watch. But if you did say that, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen the show? If you haven't seen the show, you can't say that this show is, like, bad. Because you haven't seen it. See the show and you'll see how good it is. Like, for most people, The Amazing World of Gumball isn't anything like Adventure Time. But Gumball is something with randomness. Randomness is something that cartoons these days suffer from. Cartoon shows that kids love, some adults don't. And most of that has to do with random things in every episode. Most of this suffers from Nickelodeon. And you know what? Gumball does random stuff all the time. Does anyone hate this show? No. You know why? Because it's a show that was made to be random. And a show that was made to be random, if it does random things well, it will get good. They still make new episodes to this day. I forgot to add when the show was created. I think it was created in like 2011. But, like, the show. Like, so many things have happened in it. Gumball and Darwin, the main characters of the show, have made a nemesis. Gumball has a girlfriend who he's been crushing on since like the beginning of the show. Got his first kiss like a year ago. Their voices are now kid-like, so they're gonna be like kids forever, I guess. I don't know why, but, you know, at least they're not doing the thing that they did with Pokemon. Everyone knows what happened there. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I guess that's all I can say, because Gumball is a Cartoon Network, like, not a classic, but this is one of the Cartoon Network shows that they still air. Cartoon Network doesn't air many shows anymore. They only have like 10 shows that they air. They don't even air all these shows every day. They only air them like a couple times a week. And that's freaking sad. Gumball is one of the shows that air all the time. What other shows air all the time? Teen Titans Go, Steven Universe, and the new Powerpuff Girls, We Bare Bears. They barely do regular show and Adventure Time. And Gumball's just slap in the middle. They kind of do it and they kind of don't. They do Teen Titans Go and Steven Universe all the time because they're like, Steven Universe is the thing that keeps Cartoon Network alive. Why didn't I add Steven Universe to the list? Because I only saw I just got into the show, I guess. I can't say if the show's bad. I just haven't had much time to consider it into one of my top 10 favorites. It could have probably replaced Johnny Test. But I made this list like last week. I had a failed recording and didn't touch it for like a few days, and I'm re-recording now. And Teen Titans Go is just a show that everybody watches whenever you're bored, because whenever something bad is on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, you just watch Teen Titans Go, and that's the only thing that you can watch, other than Steven. But these two shows are the only thing that's keeping Cartoon Network alive, mainly Steven Universe. But Gumball is a show that does well at keeping Cartoon Network on its feet. I don't think Cartoon Network realizes that Gumball is a really good show. I bet they do, because the only shows they're really making new episodes of these days are basically Gumball, Teen Titans Go, the Powerpuff Girls, and We Bare Bears. That's pretty much it. But Gumball is just my favorite show. I'm sorry this episode went on way longer than it should have. Gumball is my favorite Cartoon Network show for a reason. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys pretty soon. I can make an announcement. I will be probably uploading less episodes as this year goes on. Why is that? I have school. And as the school year goes on, I'm going to get much more homework, and as I get more and more homework, I won't have time to upload videos like this. I won't even have time to create like PowerPoints like this. By the way, I'm using PowerPoint. So, if you guys are wondering why I haven't uploaded a video in like forever, there's your reason. So, I'll see you guys soon. See you guys next time. Why is it Adventure Time on the list?